Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience. I am so sorry that my computer is haunted and decided that that was the instant it wanted to shut itself entirely off of the internet. So, welcome to the show. My name is Danny Parker, and I'm very, very, very glad that you're still here. So, today's show, we are going to talk about some self-care, some tech tools, though my credibility might be damaged for those of you who are around at the very beginning, and some good news for the week, and then I'll send you on your merry way. So, let's see. Thanks to everybody who's still here. Brendan, Tad, you're my main dudes. This is great. Let's move on. My self-care tip for today is to spend some time loving your computer, as clearly I need to be doing in these trying times, right? And I'm serious about this. Spend some time on your computer, clean off your desktop, empty your recycling bin, decide where things ought to go and put them there. I pay for Google Drive. I've got over 1 terabyte of storage in Google Drive, and it is extremely useful for me. For me, I have kept, I'm a little neurotic about this, but I have kept everything from school, starting in college, and I still have stuff in external drives that I might upload from high school. Right now, I'm doing things on there with work. I'm doing things on there with my grad school. Trying to be as organized as possible that I can never lose any of my files. So when I'm talking about digital organization, it goes with your cloud storage, it goes with your desktop storage, anything that you might have files that you might need to get at later. Step one is just label them in a thing that you're going to be able to read later. I tend to try and look at my digital organization as if I needed somebody to go onto my computer and find something for me, I could really easily explain what it is and where it is, and they can go find it, right? Or maybe it's the black box that's all that's left over of your existence, and you suddenly got kidnapped or got winked out of existence somehow, right? Somebody can go through and find the things. It's not file, unnamed file number 2568893. Or whatever Brendan Heath is putting into the chat right now. So step one, name your files something that you're gonna find readable and useful that's descriptive of the actual file. Step two, delete any duplicates, right? If you've got 3 versions of something and you don't need 2 of them, get rid of them, right? And 3, put them in a folder that makes sense, right? If you've got a class and you got a bunch of things for that one class, put all of your assignments, all of the notes, all of the images, anything that's related to that one class, put it in there. Because then when your brain goes, okay, where's that thing? You only have to search one folder instead of the entire computer, right? I get into the habit too of just saving things to my desktop, but usually this is like a daily or weekly thing for me. I go through my desktop and now I just move things to where they need to go after they're done being on the desktop. Yeah, so if you've got a lot of files, something that Tad is mentioning is having an external hard drive. External hard drives or internal drives can really up your storage game. But again, the more different drives you have, the more you've got to be really clear in your own mind and in your own labeling system where things go. For instance, I've got all of my school stuff saved in the cloud. I've got all of my video stuff saved on my computer. And Graham, that is not normal to make a folder for each individual file. That's a terrible idea. Yeah, I've definitely got different things that are saved in different categories of things for each different drive, and I've got a lot of different drives. So all the labeling, all the things, that's really helpful. Now, the reason that this counts as self-care for me, and I would say for you as well, is because when you get into your computer, it's like walking into a room, right? I often think about my phone or my laptop as another room in my house. It's a place that can be organized or disorganized, the place where I spend time. And it's fairly personal, right? Like inviting somebody into your bedroom and inviting somebody to look through your phone or your computer feel similar. At least they do for me. So I think that, yeah, organizing these spaces really does provide a level of calm and a level of clarity that is necessary in these times. And it doesn't take a lot of energy. It can take a lot of time, but when you get into the habit of doing this, or if you do it once and then kind of forget about it and you do it again, it really can provide you those little dopamine hits that you get from any sort of organization, right? It's calming, it makes you feel good, but in general, you're going to enjoy using your computer more, and it's going to be a more streamlined experience. Yeah, don't listen to what Graham is saying in the chat. All right, so let's move on to more tech tools. I could talk about digital organization all day, but let's move along in our program today. So for our tech tools segment, this is something that I haven't really gotten into. We've not done an official tech tools segment yet, so I've been wanting to talk about some things. First, let's talk about Discord. Discord, I'm sure a lot of you already use. Discord is the bomb. I have been getting more and more into Discord over the quarantine, as the quarantine progresses. Essentially, it's a service where it's entirely free. You can do video chats, you can do audio chats, and then you can create a server, they call it, essentially a place to gather people and information. And then you can have as many different subdivisions in that server as you want. It functions extremely similarly to Slack, but it came from gaming instead of coming from a work standpoint. But I use it for lots of different things. We've got one Discord server for my Minecraft people. We've got another one for my Dungeons and Dragons group. And it's cool the different ways that you can pull things together on there, right? You can get, okay, let's upload the file of, this is a picture that I want you to visualize while we're doing our D&D, or it's a storage place for all of the descriptions of these different characters in the town. Or for Minecraft, it's like, all right, this is the server information, this is the location of all the useful things, and then here's this channel that's just for memes. I've got another friend who has a weekly board games night, and during COVID, he moved it onto Discord, and basically he's operating the whole thing on there, and they can connect using the voice chat or the video chat, and they can do like different levels of voice chat. So like say I want to get all my friends together and we're playing something like StarCraft, and then I want to have, okay, me and my friend in a video chat or a voice chat, and then my other two friends in a different voice chat, so we can strategize without hearing each other. That's all possible, and it happens like that. Super fast, super free, and just works really, really well. I've been considering putting together a Discord channel for this show. I don't know that it's necessary yet, but if that's something that you would want to take part in, you could like shoot me ideas, or we could talk about things after the show. I'd be into that. I think it would be really fun, but again, I'm not sure that it's necessary yet. I think it would be a little extra, but if you're way into it, let me know and I will definitely set it up. It's free and it's an awesome way to use that tool. Another thing that I want to talk about in terms of tech tools, one thing that I did the other day that was really fun is do online pub trivia or bar trivia. Obviously, we weren't able to go to a bar, but trivia, the people who run those, typically, that's their full-time job or a part-time job, right? And all of the guys in this city, all the guys in every city that ran pub trivia are just out of work right now, right? The way that the pub trivia business model works is that you provide a fun service, so people come to the bar and the bar kicks you a portion of the profits. Nowadays, there's no way to make that business model work. So there's this guy, he goes by the name Walsh Trivia, and he's operating trivia for people in every time zone. Basically, Gosh, all right, yeah, a sub server where they just roast me. That sounds fun. I think that's what the chat is called, Anthony. But I digress. Basically, the guy operates this in every time zone that he possibly can. He's operating out of Baltimore. He's an Irish guy living in Baltimore, and I played this. A friend of mine got connected to it somehow. I'm not entirely sure, but she's trying really hard to get the couple of brackets or a couple of times that work for her in Juneau, Alaska, to be really, really full. So we played. It was 7 o'clock on a Thursday. And it was really, really, really fun. I tend to really enjoy trivia, especially when you can get all the right people in the same room. Super fun. And right now you don't have to go to a pub to do it. You can do it from your house and put your team together and compete. So I'm going to put the link in the video description. If you want to check this out, there's a sign up link. If you want to put together a team, only one of you needs to be in the sign up, and then it's $2 a person who plays. Now, it's obviously the honor system. The way they have you set it up is that one person who's hosting gets the audio for the Zoom, and then they pipe it into the other people who are all in a separate Zoom. So it feels like, all right, there's one stream of audio that's coming in, and there, that's the host, and then we get to hang out together in the meantime. I found it particularly enjoyable. So definitely, if you're interested in it, maybe we could put together a team, or try it yourself. Put together a team, and then I will, if you're curious, I'll tell you how we set it up. Anyways, moving on to more good news in the world. We always need more of that, and a lot of this comes from the energy industry and the construction industry. So let's talk about this week. Both Sweden and Austria celebrated the closing of their last coal plants, officially moving almost 100% of their energy production on to green sources. Now, this is a really, really cool thing, especially because right now we are amidst a climate crisis that's happening like simultaneously with the COVID crisis. But yeah, according to a statement released earlier this month by the Swedish energy company Exergi, the plant was shut down following a mild winter when neither of the boilers were required to operate in order to supplement heating for the 800,000 customers. So pretty awesome stuff. Now 7 more countries have been making preparations to move away from coal by 2025, including France, which is going to be 2022, Slovakia 23, Portugal 23, the UK by 24, and Ireland by 25, and same with Italy. This is according to a group called Europe Beyond Coal. Now, the United States, when I checked, only has, let's see, a just over 17% green energy rate in the United States. Compared to our European countries, this is not so great, but for Washington state, because state by state we can do it differently, 85% renewable energy in Washington state. So I'm glad that we have some of our high producing dams in this state. At the same time, dams are somewhat problematic, but we are able to do a lot of really cool things with several very efficient dams. Other things, let's talk about record-breaking amounts of solar electricity generated in Germany after a string of sunny days. A recent string of cloudless days in Germany saw the country's solar energy production climb above 32,000 megawatts in a single day. Now, Germany is an interesting case study for this because a lot of their wealth and earlier industrial prowess was built on their coal production. And to see this kind of country come this far away is really impressive. Now, let's see. The government of Germany has a goal of moving to 80% green energy by 2038, which is pretty far out there, but as long as they've got a goal, let's try to hit that goal, right? This is compared to their just over 40% in 2019. So again, the US can do a lot to catch up. Washington is doing better to catch up, but again, sometimes these dams are less green than we would want them to be, though they are a more renewable resource than other things. So let's move on to good local news. This guy, my main man, Governor Inslee, big fan these days. Governor Inslee is releasing restrictions for construction. So I talked on the show a week or so ago about how, not a week ago, a couple weeks ago, I don't know, I've done so many of these days. Anyways, I talked on the show previously about how Spokane was hoping to build more during the COVID shut-in, and but they had to wait on some restrictions to be raised. Well, these are those restrictions. Governor Inslee said last Friday that as long as construction projects follow physical distancing protocols, and that means a site-specific supervisor is designated and more COVID personal protective equipment or PPE is used, then these projects can get back to work. This is huge, especially because when we're building things, it tends to make our city a little better, tends to make especially in the local area, our roads really need work right now. See you later, Brendan. Thanks for being here. And this is a very fun and cool thing that I'm excited that we get to say, all right, we're opening up this one industry because it's possible to move forward. However, we're opening up this industry with these restrictions. So the restrictions say if it can't be done with social distancing, then it won't proceed. Inslee said that he warned sites will be shut down if they don't follow the protocols once they resume work. So they are trying to enforce this, and it's very possible it's very possible for us to build up our city and our state while still being safe and putting people back to work. I think this is a very safe industry that we could potentially move forward to with during the COVID crisis, especially because a lot of construction workers are already using safety protocols and nobody wants to get sick while they're at work. And a lot of these projects can stay outside of 6 feet of each other. So why not? I think it's in the tens of thousands of people back to work just in Washington. It might be well over that. I don't want to misquote the numbers. All right, everybody. I am so glad that everyone stuck around. Thank you so much for being here. You guys in the chat are really saving my bacon today. I'm so grateful for you guys. Seriously. One thing in terms of a little bit of housekeeping here, I'm trying to add more features to some of the videos, and some of those features are hidden behind a subscriber number wall. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would love it if you would do that. I know it's one of those dumb YouTube things, but really it does help get access to some of those features, like linking things during videos and stuff. And if you are one of the people who keeps telling me, oh crap, I forgot to watch the show, that's what that notification bell is for. So do it. It really does help out. I'm at 36 subscribers, and some of those are several of my accounts that I have. So please subscribe, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for a very well managed tech issue free show. Thank you very much for being here. Go ahead, take a shower, call your folks, and take a walk. This has been The Shut-In Show, and I'm your host, Danny Parker.